Okay, so this is the continuation in chapter 4. In this video, we will define a new terminology, which is the couple. Now, what is a couple? Basically, a couple is a special case of moment, and it is achieved by two forces. So a couple is a special case of moment achieved by two forces. Now these two forces, they have certain conditions. The conditions are: one, they are equal in magnitude. Two, they are opposite in direction. And three, they are not intersecting. So these are the three conditions for any two forces to do a couple. And remember, these two forces should be equal in magnitude, which means F1 is equal to F2 in magnitude. However, they are opposite in direction, which means F1 vector is equal to minus F2 vectors. Since F1 vector is equal to minus F2 vector, this means that the sum of forces, or F resultant, is equal to what? F1 plus F2 is equal to 0. So F1 plus F2 are opposite, they are equal in magnitude, so F1 is equal to minus F2. This means that the resultant force of these two forces is equal to 0. And this implies that, of course, there is no translation. There is no translation in this case because F1 and F2, they have a resultant force that is equal to 0. So basically, let's take the example of this CD here. I will apply two forces. This is F1 and this is F2. So F1 and F2 here, they are basically equal in magnitude and they are at the same time opposite. Okay, so they are opposite in direction. So what I will do now is to apply these two forces on this body here, which is the city. So you can see that there is no motion, no translation, even there is no motion at constant velocity because the velocity here is 0, so I am in statics. Now what if I will make a distance between F1 and F2? So I will put F1 here and F2 here so that I have a distance D between them. So what if I apply two forces equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, and the distance between them is equal to D? So now they are not intersecting. In this case, you can see that by applying these two forces, I will have a rotation. So first of all, when I apply two intersecting force, I cannot have any translation or rotation. In the second case, when there is a distance between these two forces, so they are spaced by distance D, I will not have a translation, but I will have a rotation. And this is the exact example when you are driving your car. So what you are doing here is a couple. So the couple is achieved by two opposite forces by the same magnitude, causing only a rotation and not a translation. So this is called a couple, and what you should know about the couple is that it is a free vector, which means it is the same for any point on the body, and we will prove this basically. So for any point on this body, if I apply these two forces, I will have the same couple for any point on this body. So remember, in this chapter, when we talked about moment, we should specify if this moment is around a point of rotation and I should specify this point, or this moment is around an axis and I should specify this axis. So basically, in our case, I will not specify any point because any point on this body will have the same couple, and we will prove this later on. So as a recap, what is a couple? A couple is basically a moment achieved by two forces that are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Now in the following video, we will prove the equation of the couple. Thank you.